Well, we're already on it, Ewan. We are here. We've got our crab meat, and we're about to learn exactly how to extract the meat from the crab itself. And we brought the expert in, the man who knows all about crabs and crab meat.
And crabs and crabs and crabs, absolutely.
How are you?
I'm fabulous as always. Oh, it excites me. It's one of these food product items I just so love.
Absolutely.
And anyway, we've got some lovely medium-sized crabs here.
Yeah.
These are only medium, and they get larger and larger as time goes on there. Anyway, Pick and Pay's got a wonderful selection of crabs that we get in different styles now. The crab claws and obviously whole crabs as well. These are been frozen already, but they're still raw.
That's wonderful.
So quick indication there, if you do happen to come across live crabs, I'm sure we will see them in years to come in South Africa, make sure they don't foam at the mouth. If they foam at the mouth, what they're doing is they're starting to eat their insides. And when it comes to the dead man's fingers a bit later on, which we'll talk about that. But anyway, that's a crab ready to basically cook there. So I've just defrosted it very quickly, and then we're going to be putting it into a bit of boiling water.
That's
and we're going to make a crab bouillon. We're going to cook it into a bouillon. So in terms of ingredients, what we've got: some thyme, parsley, celery, onions, and carrots. That makes what we call a mirepoix. Those three ingredients, they're all diced up there evenly. A little salt, garlic, black peppercorns, bay, and a little bit of lemon zest as well, lemon rind there, and a little bit of wine.
Lovely.
So those are all those ingredients there that we're going to pop into there. So if you can do me a favor and pop all those ingredients into there.
Alrighty, I can do
and what
that
we're going to
for
do is
you.
you can take your lovely crab there. So let's just get to familiarize ourselves with it. You're the crab claws, you got its lovely little legs, and then the actual body of itself. There's lots of meat in the legs and the claws, and in the actual body itself, in the edges here, you've got the lovely brown crab meat. It's full of crabby fishiness, whatever you want to call it. It's got everything in there. So yes, that's the crab. So get him together. He's already dead, so we don't have to worry about him. If you do have a fresh crab, put him in the freezer, make him go to sleep, so he gets all nice and cold and very slow, and then plunge it into some boiling water. So I'm going to take them, and I'm going to pop him straight in there submerged completely. And let's put the peppercorns into there, and pop that into there. He'll take about anything from 8 to 12 minutes there. Very simply done. So let's cover him up, take him out, and then plunge him into super cold, ice cold water. What that's going to do is it's going to stop the cooking process so you don't overcook the meat. Really important, you don't want to overcook the meat itself.
That's true.
And then your crab comes out, he's cooled. You can see the coloration, how that's changed.
Beautiful.
You know, hugely there. So that's your lovely little bit of cooked crab all done and cooled off there. So literally what you need to do first of all is you're going to take everything off. So take off the claws, twist off the legs. So round, twist on. You can hear that sort of crunch as you go through, and off with the claw there as well.
Like chop, chop.
Absolutely. Anyway, then what you get is yourself, you can use the back of a knife, you can use some little crab claws here, and what you want to do is just very gently just sort of break that open there.
This is quite a process.
It is quite a process. It's time consuming. Just very carefully open up there and look at all that there. And then start getting a skewer, or what we call a lobster pick, and get in there and then start taking out all that lovely white crab meat there. So keep working that through each individual one. Take one of your big, massive claws. These got loads of white meat in there. So just put that over there and break it there. Oh, squirty crab juice everywhere. Nice and juicy crab. Break that down and then just keep going. As you can see, don't break too many soft little shells in there because those are going to be little bits that's going to make life a little bit difficult. So
if you are preparing for a dinner or something and you are starting this process from scratch, how long should you afford yourself? How much time? Well, just to make sure you...
The nice thing about this is you can really do this in advance. You can really get ahead of yourself and make this, you know, a couple of hours before. The really important thing is keep it cold. Because again, this deteriorates very quickly as well. So work on metal trays or something, or metal bowls. Keep your crab in that, and you'll be able to get the longevity.
Wonderful.
So you can prep it in advance. Get all the dirty work out the way. Then when it comes to the actual body itself, turn it over so it's upside down. Eyes face away from you.
Definitely face away from you.
All right, and then pull its tail back, and then you might get a knife, or you can get your thumb in there, and you literally need to separate the body. So just putting it there. So if you have a look there, you can see how the body is actually coming away from the actual shell. And look how that opens up, and just keep pulling it. Right, what have you got here? This are the dead man's fingers. You can see they look a bit nasty and not so happy with that. I love your
I like it when it comes to my plate afterwards, not this process.
Anyway, that's what you want to, they're not harmful or anything like that. They're not going to, you know, kill you at the end of the day. But what you're going to do is, you know, cut that in half. There's lots of lovely bits of meat. You can see the bits of meat where the legs came out of here. So you're going to get in there and start picking all that out as well. So yes, quite a bit of work. And then
quite a process.
in here, you've got the actual sack, you know, sort of digestive tract in there. And then in the corners, depending on how old the crab is, if it's lived in its shell for too long, the brown crab meat disappears. But you have some lovely brown crab meat in there, and that's the brown crab meat, and then you have the lovely bit of white crab meat as well.
Sure. Well, definitely enjoyed that little lesson. I just think sometimes ignorance is bliss. Well, we are going to be cooking a really, really delicious crab dish after this.
We are indeed.
I'm going to leave it over to you. We'll see you right back after the break.
By partnering with the WWF, we found goodness in sustainable fishing practices. Pick and Pay, always there for you.
It's my feel-good breakfast show.
It's at the All Seasons Milk Factory where we found goodness produced on a daily basis. Pick and Pay, always there for you.
Welcome back to Expresso here on SABC3, your feel-good breakfast show. Now, before the break, we learned to, as Chef Chad say, dress a crab. I thought we were undressing it, taking the shower off and everything. But now we're making a crab and tamarind and curry leaf curry.
Absolutely, just sounds so simple, lots of basic flavors working together, but really appreciating the wonderful sweetness from crab meat. Now, crab meat has got this wonderful flavor of depth of flavor, that wonderful sweetness, lightness. Now, we're going to be using the whole crab, but you're very, very welcome to use the actual crab meat from the dressed crab that we did just now as well. So
why would we use the whole crab? Is there something extra that gets added?
It's a bit of fun, adds a bit of theatrical sort of element to your dinner party at home, and you're going to be serving it with your lovely little crab claws that you'll see just now, and you can sit there at the table and work it out. It saves you doing all the work. But, you know, as you saw, it was quite a bit of hard work, but we can do all sorts there. Anyway, in a pan, I've got some onions that I'm just softening very, very gently down, and I've got some gorgeous fresh curry leaves. So we're going to take those curry leaves and pop them into there, and let those start sort of snapping and crackling away. Previous to that, just before I put the onions in, I actually heated the oil up first with 2 dried chilies, and just allowed the chilies just to fragrant the oil, and then remove them, so it's not going to be too powerful. Other ingredients, a little bit of diced ginger into there. Some lovely slithers of garlic. So you can imagine just your basic, typical Oriental flavors coming through there that you always enjoy so much. A little bit of turmeric, that's going to give us a wonderful depth of color there. So that, again, that's working with the ginger, part of the ginger family of turmeric. And then a little bit of coriander as well. And you have those wonderful aromas. How's those fresh curry leaves just sort of snapping away? Oh, I love it. And then one of my favourites of the Orient is lovely tamarind. Now, Pick and Pay's got your tamarind paste already done for you in a jar, and I've just diluted it with a bit of water because I want a saucy consistency as well.
Makes life a little easier,
absolutely. In with your tamarind paste there. A little bit of seasoning as well, a little bit of salt, and a little bit of pepper goes into there. And then last but not least, just for that little voluptuous, that creamy, decadent note, and obviously a touch of health, I might add.
Of course.
Coconut milk, always a great one to add. So, sorry, coconut cream in there. So you can see that lovely thick coconut cream. And if you just mix all of that together, that's all cooking away, ticking along very, very gently. And then what we're going to do is take your crab. Now, you can break your crab up. You can snap it into pieces if you like. Entirely up to you at the end of the day. So I'm just going to take all this off here, the claws, the crabs. You could break this out. Remember, I'm not going to put this body in there because of the dead man's fingers. It's become very bitter and the rest of what you don't want. Anyway, just pop those into there. And that'll take about sort of 5 minutes or so, just cooking very, very gently.
Lovely, so quick and easy.
Absolutely. Now, the recipe that we'll send through to you if you so wish for it is remove the crabs afterwards once they've cooked, and then thicken the sauce, reduce it down so you get this wonderful, very thick consistency. However, you can just serve, if it does thicken down, you don't need to do that there.
And the nice thing about this curry is you don't necessarily have to use crabs either. You can, use prawns, or you can use crayfish as well.
There's crayfish, there's prawns you could pop into here, entirely up to you. The curry is the base. It is very, very versatile. As I said, you can take the actual dressed crab meat, the white crab meat, and the brown crab meat, and just have it, and then you can eat it. So there's no fiddling. It's a bit like this is sort of chicken bones, your sort of whole pieces of chicken in there, as opposed to sort of chicken breast. So you can change that. And then after a bit of time, here is your final product. So you can see how that sauce is really thickened up there, with all the sorts of bits and pieces. And all we need to do now is just serve that up. So let's get loads of those onions, the crab, all those wonderful flavors coming together. I'm going to dress it and finish off with a little bit of coriander, and then go on, let's get an extra piece in there. Oh, lovely little crab claw or two sitting on the top. And how's that for a wonderful tamarind curry leaf crab curry at the end of the day? Oh, once we move around, you know, like a crab. Oh, anyway, there we go.
Oh, that looks
how's that?
absolutely
A
amazing.
Gorgeous crab curry.
Beautiful. If you would like the keyword for our crab curry this morning, all you have to do is SMS the word curry to 33728. We'll send you your Pick and Pay shopping list and the link to the recipe, or if you'd like just one more look at how we made it, well, here you go.
Saute chilies, then add curry leaves. Add onions and saute until browned before adding garlic and ginger. Pour in coconut cream and simmer. Stir in ground coriander and turmeric, then add the crab. Season with salt, add tamarind water, then boil until crab is cooked.
That keyword once again is curry. SMS it to 33728. We'll send you your shopping list and the link to the recipe, and you could be making this delicious tamarind and curry leaf curry. Beautiful, hey guys?
It's gorgeous.
That's a week.
Round of applause.
Is it crab enough for you?
Round of applause.
I love it.
Brings back memories from India. We had a lovely tandoori crab. Very hot and burny, but very delicious. The meat inside. Can we dig into this a little bit? Like,
We
just
can
get into it.
absolutely dig into it.
Just rearing to go.
Go on.
But
Get into
we have.
and get
I wanna see you crack that.
your cracker.
Oh yeah.
Cracker.
Let's see if we can do it.
Oh,
Well,
this is
we've got to say goodbye though, because we have got a killer performance waiting for us right now. How about you guys do that, Alan?
Thank you so much for joining us this morning. Likewise, the legend, the living legend, Percy Sledge. What an awesome show. Guys, you are always amazing on a Thursday morning. Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
I think we should let PJ play us out this morning, yeah?
Absolutely.
We love you, South Africa. Check you out tomorrow. Yes.
Oh,
PJ Power.
Bye.